Morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's the first play thoughts for the Western theme game, typically Western Legends. Let's have a look.
Board games 4K.
Yeah, so this one, it's referred to as like a sandbox game. I mean, it's like, I don't really like that term because you can't, even though like sandbox refers to sort of being able to do whatever you want, you're sort of limited as to what's on the board. And I know in video games, like Grand Theft Auto is generally regarded as a sandbox sort of game, but you can run around the town and do whatever you like and that, but you're still like limited, even more so in board games, limited to the amount of actions you can do and what's on the board. And specifically in this one, you're limited to the locations that you can travel to and what you can actually do there. So sandbox, maybe not, I don't know. So what you're basically doing in this one, you're running around this map of the Wild West. There's a couple of towns on there. You're running around here. One of the actions is movement, so you can move 2 spaces or more if you've got like a mount, like a mule or a stallion or a Mustang. I think that's what they call it. You're running around. You're going towards these locations. You're taking an action on these locations whilst trying to maybe avoid or pursue other players or bandits and avoid the sheriff. And so the winner, you're going to look for legendary points, and the winner is the person who reaches the specified amount of legendary points. The sort of things you're going to be doing, you're going to be visiting like the general store to pick up items. You're going to be going to the cabaret to be entertained, and you're going to do a bit cattle rustling, pick up and deliver stuff. You're going to be looking at beating up a few bandits. And one of the 2 things that you got the wanted track, and then you've got the martial track, so you can sort of choose to be either good or bad. So you're just running around the map doing things that there's no real set path. You've got like some gold cards, but there's no real set path in this, so you're looking to sort of just get a certain amount of legendary points to win the games. What do we like about this one? Well, firstly, the theme. I mean, it's like it's dripping with theme. It's like you're sitting under a shower and the theme's just coming down and dripping all over you. It's fantastic theme. Everyone loves a bit of cowboy. There's not that many cowboy games out there, so this one's like a refreshing change. So yeah, we really like the theming of the game, especially when a lot of the characters are sort of like traditional Wild West outlaws, or they're all in there. So that's one of the good things we really like about this game, is the theming. Yeah, the second thing we really like is the wide variety of actions you can do. You've got your basic actions like move, and then you've got your location actions that you can choose to do. You've also got actions on cards that you can perform. So there's a huge variety of actions that you can perform, and the amount of choices you got, the amount of pathways that you can navigate, make this game sort of feel quite broad. So we also like the fact that you can interact with players. So if somebody's on a sort of a wanted outlaw, then you can choose to go down the martial route and pursue them, and you're always worried about sort of somebody chasing after you, or the wanted player getting too far ahead, because they get victory points based on how far up they are on the wanted track. So if you're sort of a martial player, you've got to watch what they're doing, because you only get victory points based on how far up the track you move and at the end of the game. So we like the fact that you can pursue players, and you've also got to be watching what they're doing all the time. So it's not just a case of choosing what actions you want to do and running off and doing it. You've got to be careful about what the other players are doing. So yeah, we really like that bit. Yeah, it's a nice little touch. They've added some story cards, so you get 2 story cards sort of that are face up at any given time, and they give you sort of goals to perform during the game. So when you've achieved the achievement, then you can put one of your discs on there, and then depending on how many players there are, once that achievement's been fulfilled, the person that puts their last disc on a card, reads out the flavour text on the back, and then you get like a boon or a bane at the end. So you might have to fight a gang or something. There's a few little things that we're a bit confusing, but we'll get into that in a bit. So yeah, story cards, nice touch. Didn't really need to be put in there, but yeah, that's a real nice sort of an anchor to the game. So yeah, that's a fantastic addition. So what didn't we like about Western Legends? So yeah, the first thing, like we talked about a second ago, is it's a little bit of confusion with some of the situations outside of the rulebook, because the rulebook's fantastic. It really does guide you through. It's nice and easy to find most stuff, but we found that I mean, we've only played this once, and it was with a 7-year-old, so he was losing his mind, getting all excited about this one. So it's very difficult to sort of keep your focus on the rules. But anyway, there's a couple of things outside the rule book, like on the story cards. Like, does this mean this or does this mean that? I mean, who knows? We just made it up as we went along, really. So there's a couple of little things we had to sort of just make a snap decision on whether we did something or whether we interpreted something right. So yeah, there's a couple of things there. So yeah, another thing that's sort of a bit irking is like it seemed a bit too easy to get points by doing sort of nothing really. I mean my little boy, he just said to me after the game, he goes, next game I'm just going to stay at the mine and just roll them dice and hope that I'll get gold nuggets and go to the bank and I'll win it that way. Or I'll just go to the cabaret, I'll just take my $20 every turn, maybe, I don't know, do something and then go to the cabaret, get victory points with the money. So it seems maybe, I mean, obviously you need to play this more. We've only played it like once, we learned it as we played, but maybe it's it seemed a little bit too easy just to rack up the points by doing the same action again and again and again. So I don't know, again, we need to play this a little bit more, but yeah, that seemed a little bit. Yeah, also, one of the things, I mean, I don't want to seem this like negative or nothing, but it seemed like there's a sparse components. It felt to us like there was 3/4 of a game here, like they'd taken some bits out so they could stuff them in an expansion and just maybe release a couple of extra bits that maybe should have been in the base game, because it just, I mean, especially on the general store, I know there's some spare spaces in that, and a lot of people will go, yeah, but that's for the expansion. I think, well, why weren't they in the main game? I mean, it just felt like there was a bit lacking there. I don't know. Obviously, again, we need to play it more and see how it plays out with more players, because 2 players, we thought about playing the man in black variant, but we didn't really have time to get into that. But yeah, it seemed like there was sort of 3/4 of a game. There could have been a little bit more content in there, really. So I don't know. Who knows? So all in all, like, this is we really like this game. I mean, it reminds us a little bit of Zaya Legends of the Drift system, but I mean, I think we like that Zaya better than this one, because it just seems like there's a lot more to do, and it's a bit more. There's a lot more content in there off the bat. I mean, you can put an expansion into Zaya, and that makes the game even bigger. But one of the things we keep saying this, we need to play this more. It's probably not as good with 2 players, so probably 4 or 5 players, or maybe even 6 players would probably be better. But yeah, it's definitely recommended, this one. I mean, if you just want a game that you can just go out and there's no real sort of set it's not no strategy to the game. You just go out, have a laugh, see what happens, and it's just throw everything up in the air and just see how it goes. Then Western Legends is a pretty good game, and we're definitely going to play this more to see what else is in the game. And again, so we're going to pick up some of the 2 mini expansions I think there is, and I think there's a new big box expansion coming to Kickstarter on the 10th of January. So I think depending on what my wife says, we might back that. But so recommended, this one. Cheers.